You turn to me, I'll turn to you. It's as simple as that. Keep it simple. You'll probably remember it. I did, but it still took me a long time to remember it, for it to be when I wanted it.
Our goal is to help those people that are discovering this anew or new for themselves, to expedite the process. We want to help you expedite, so that's why we continue to do the talks. I mean, I spent years in the wilderness, and the truth of the matter is when I was in it, I didn't even think that I was in it. You know, I was listening to somebody recently, and they were talking about somebody, every time they talk to them, that they're evangelizing them and saying, you know, that you need to go to church and you need to do this and you need to do that. You don't win people over that way. What you do, you win people over by your lifestyle. When they see in you change, when they see in you manifesting the life that you desire, when they see your life, not your speech, but your life, they want to know what it is that you're doing to bring about the manifestations that you're experiencing in your own life. And at that point, you got a listening ear. And people just want to know what you did to be successful. Would you agree?
Actually, if the 4 CDs that I have out there,
yes,
it's all there. I mean, if you took any one of the CDs and actually followed through on what you understood there, you could change your mind, change your world. That's what they're for. They're to show you that you are in charge if you'll take charge. And some people say, well, but you know, they're shy and all that. But look, once you get into this, you'll stop being shy.
Absolutely.
Because you'll want to say what you know. People who are saying what they don't know, see, they're always kind of shy about it. But when you know, you'll say it. And when you say it, it'll be heard. Because it's the word coming through you, not to you. See, everything in your world is coming through you. It isn't coming to you. Scripture explains it very well. And all you have to do is just listen to the CDs, if you have them, or the cassettes, or whatever, or the books. I mean, we have plenty of them.
Absolutely.
So it's always reiteration and reiteration, because you hear something once, it may excite you enough that you listen to it for a moment. But the idea is that you have to get in and think from, not out of thinking of, because it's all told that we're self-denial. All our denial is self-denial. God's not denying you anything. In fact, He told you, choose this day. He's not denying you anything. You're denying you. You're blaming yourself. You see, it's your own condemnation of yourself that denies you. Stop doing that. Blessed is the man that does not. And when it says man, that's male, female. Made He them man. And it says, blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. In other words, forgive yourself right away and move on. Move away from it. Move up. That's what it is. It's a self in self and risen drama. You're not going to make it all in one leap. Believe me. Or one lifetime stage of learning, stage of feeling after, stage of being better than the best you've yet known. That's all it really is. I mean, you know, you're growing and outgrowing. That's all. Feel after Him and you'll find Him. You, doing, being, having what you're dreaming about. You're dreaming from. That's the difference that makes the difference. You've experienced that, haven't you?
I have, you know, and I want to go back to the books as well as the CDs. We actually have physical CDs, 4 CD set, and Linda will often say, if you just listen to this, if you just meditate upon this and you listen to it over and over again until it becomes a part of who you are, you experience transformation. Now, what we're going to do with the CDs, as we begin to sell the CDs, you'll be able to find them on the Facebook group. But right now, you can go to the MetaphysicaLArtTheater.com. And the 4-CD set is out there. The book link to Amazon is out there. But what we're going to do is, for those who purchase the physical CDs, we're going to also get your email address. And what we're going to do is send you 4 complimentary PDF books. And that's going to be for each of the CDs. So each of the CDs have a book to go with them. You're going to get those books with the CDs when you order the CDs online. MetaphysicaLArtTheater.com. Again, that's a 4-CD set going to the, and again, it's just MetaphysicaLArtTheater.com. You'll see the CDs. When you order them, we'll get notification that you ordered the CDs. It'll be important that we get your mailing address. But we'll also get your email address, and we'll send you those 4 complimentary books that go along with the CDs. So even before you get the CDs, you can be reading the books and get this in you. This is not about a sale. I mean, the truth of the matter is we're both fine as far as finances go. We're not pressed for, as it were, money, but we want to get the information to you. And I know for me, I like having the physical copy as well as the digital copy. I like having access to both, and that's what we want to make available to you. So I wanted to mention that again about the CDs. Metaphysical Art Theater, you'll find the 4-CD set as well as the link to Amazon. And, of course, you'll also see a link to our broadcasters. As we get more information, we'll put it out there on that link, and you'll be able to download that stuff for free, the stuff that we have out there that will be free. Also, what we're going to do with the CDs is make sure that we get them out there on the Facebook group. I have a link out there so that you can order them through the Facebook group. Lastly, about the CDs, we have someone presently working on completing the CDs in book form in Spanish. So we'll have that available in the next month or two. So we just want to let you know everything that's coming. We're really into the business of helping you transform your life. That's our desire. And our desire, we know that this is a vehicle that will allow that to happen. Lindell, as far as that goes, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Pretty well covered it. Reiteration, that's how you plant the seed. And as you plant, you harvest. Get to plowing. Well, that's what you're doing when you're ordering that stuff. You're plowing the ground. And if you just plant it in your mind, it'll grow. You can grow moment by moment into a lovely life if that's what has your attention. Because what has your attention has your life. It's just like going to school. You don't go to school a couple of days, a couple of months, a couple of years, and then you get a diploma. No. You go through stages. That's the same thing here. You go through stages in your thinking. And as you're doing the thinking feelingly, you realize it expands. In other words, your world is coming through you. It isn't coming to you. If it was coming from the outside, you see you can miss it. But coming from within you, you can't miss it. That is, unless you're not paying attention. And that's what happens. We're busy doing this and busy doing that. We fail to actually recognize what we're doing with our own conversations and what we're allowing ourselves to be into or out of according to what you're thinking. But attitudes, if you read all the great minds down through the centuries, they'll tell you that man's life is his attitudes. Not where you got them, not how you came about them, but what are they? And you'll see them at work in your conversations with yourself. And then you'll know this goes, this stays. That's all we're really getting you to do is just examine your own inner conversations, because that's where your life is made, right there. Think about it. Actually, think from it.
The truth of the matter is, if any of you are experiencing repeated situations, whether it be in relationships, your health, whatever, you have to go back to the foundation as you think you are. And ask yourself, why am I repeating this cycle? What is it that I'm doing to bring this about? Because the truth of the matter is, if it's in our life, it's something that we're doing to bring it about. We can't experience it if it's not anything that we're doing. We want to believe that it's a force or somebody on the outside of us. If that's the case, then they become God to you. But you and I both know, Lindell, that God is within. He says the kingdom of God is within you. So we know that there's no force on the outside that can transform a person's life or keep it in the same place. It's up to the individual. So would you have anything to add to that as far as for the individual?
That's it. That's it. You're given control of your life. You're given choose. You're told to choose. It's an assumption that you'll choose what you want. And if you're choosing what you want, you're happy. If you're choosing what the world throws at you, well, you may not be so happy. But you do have control if you'll control your inner conversations to be lovely and of good report. That's what your world will follow out to be. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take Mr. DeCarlo's word for it. You have to test it. Test me now herewith, and see if I will not open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. You don't even have room to receive it all. That's a challenge. That's a challenge to all of us, right then and there. Think of this. What you're thinking about isn't falling into the past. It's being projected into your future. So make sure it's lovely and of good report. Don't you think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we're bringing this to a close, I wanted to speak of a young man that's actually practicing these principles. The gentleman's name is Webster. And it goes back to what Linda just said. What I love about Webster is that being new in this journey, he's at a place where he's thinking lovely and of a good report. So, of course, he holds us accountable to our thoughts, our words, our actions, and I appreciate him doing that. Each person is creating their world of experiencing, and it's up to you to determine what it is that you want to manifest in your world. And it goes back to what Lindell said throughout this whole broadcast. As you think, you are. So the question is, what is it that you want to manifest, create, bring about in your world of experiencing? Give your attention to that. Anything to add as we close?
Well, you're either thinking on things that are lovely and of good report, and if you're not, what are you thinking about? Because that's what you're going to experience. And if it's not lovely and of good report, well, I found out that it isn't anyone's fault but my own if I'm not enjoying life. I know you'll have a list. I had a list of all of those who were at fault for the reason why I was living the way I was living, but it wasn't so. I was doing it, but I didn't see that. But I was still doing it, whether I saw it or not. So that's true for all of us, isn't it?
It is.
Choose better than the best, that's all. If you're going to be choosing, choose it. Choose better.
I want to repeat what Monty said also, and she says, decide. It's the same thing. Choose it, decide. Make a decision.
Yeah. That's it. Making a decision is actually the whole action, if you'll follow through. But you still have to follow through. Don't make a decision if you don't intend to follow through, because that only upsets you. That's about it, isn't it?
I think we've covered it, sir. If they can't get it with everything that we've talked about at this moment, probably not going to get it just yet. But what I would suggest that you do, keep listening and listen often.
Keep listening. That's it. That's it. Just keep listening with an open mind.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, and welcome to our talks. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later, sir.